The miracle happened when I least expected it. Take a deep breath with me. Just a moment. Because what I'm about to tell you, it's not just a story. It's a piece of life. It's a painful truth. It's a hope that was almost lost. And it's a miracle that arrived when no one expected it anymore. Perhaps you clicked on this video out of curiosity. Maybe because someone sent it to you. Perhaps because the word miracle caught his attention. Or perhaps, deep down in your heart, you may need to believe in something new. Whatever the reason, stay here with me. Don't jump. It doesn't accelerate, because the story doesn't begin in the hospital. It starts much earlier. It begins on an ordinary day, of those who seem the same as so many others. The alarm clock rang. My body protested. The mirror showed a tired but vibrant woman. A woman who made plans, even without realizing it. A woman who believed that tomorrow was guaranteed. I was that woman. I used to wake up early. He drank his coffee in a hurry. He was complaining about the traffic, from work, from exhaustion, from the fast-paced life. And like almost everyone else, I thought bad things. It happened to other people. Cancer was a distant word, a heavy word, a word I'd rather not hear. I watched news reports, stories on television, Pink October campaigns, but I always thought, this has nothing to do with me. And maybe you think so now too, because nobody wakes up thinking they're going to hear the phrase that changes everything. No one imagines that a simple, ordinary day could be the last day of a life as it was before. Until the body decides to speak. And when the body speaks, it doesn't scream. He whispers. It was during one of those simple moments. No drama, no sad music. Without warning, it was just another bath. The water was falling, the steam was rising, and his mind was elsewhere, thinking about bills, tasks, and commitments, until my fingers stopped. It wasn't pain. It wasn't an immediate shock. It was a strange feeling, something that wasn't there before. Small, discreet, almost imperceptible. And you know what I did? Nothing. I said to myself, it must be all in my head. I'll see later. It's nothing. Because admitting that it could be something serious, that's scary. And fear makes us procrastinate. Fear makes us pretend we didn't see. Fear makes us keep going in life, as if everything were normal. But it wasn't. The days passed. The routine continued. The smile returned to his face. But that feeling, it was left. It was like a quiet voice inside me saying, pay attention. Even so, I continued living, because life doesn't wait. She pushes, until the day I decided to look in the mirror for a longer time. Not to get ready, but to observe me. And it was there. That's when fear really hit me. My heart raced. My hands were sweating. And a question appeared without asking permission. What if it's cancer? That's a cruel question. She doesn't come alone. She brings others along. What if I die? What if I lose my hair? What if I can't take it anymore? What if I'm never the same again? I tried to push those thoughts away, but they would come back. Until someone noticed. A friend. One of those who can see us, even when we pretend everything is fine. She looked me in the eyes and said, you're not okay. What's going on? I tried to change the subject. Smile. I changed the subject. But she insisted. And for the first time I spoke, even with my voice trembling, even though I'm scared. When the words left my mouth, they became real. And it was at that moment that I understood something important. Speaking is scary, but keeping it hurts even more. She held my hand. He looked intently at me, and he said something simple yet powerful. You need to see a doctor. At that moment, everything inside me wanted to say no. I wanted to postpone it. I wanted to pretend that nothing was happening, because going to the doctor meant hearing answers, and answers change lives. Even so, I went. The waiting room was cold. The clock seemed to be standing still. Each person there carried their own story, your own fear. When they called my name, my legs trembled. Exams, questions, attentive gazes. And then, the word that nobody wants to hear began to take shape in the air. It wasn't official yet, but I already felt it. The world has become strange. The colors have lost their power. The sounds faded into the distance. I came home a changed man. There was no diagnosis. But one thing was certain. Nothing would be the same again. That night, I didn't sleep. I kept staring at the ceiling, counting the seconds, thinking about everything I still wanted to experience. I thought about the people I love, in dreams that were left for later, in the words I haven't yet spoken. And for the first time, I felt a profound fear. Not the fear of suffering, but the fear of not having enough time left. If you've ever been through this, you understand. If it has never happened, perhaps you know someone who has been through this. Cancer doesn't discriminate. He doesn't warn you. He doesn't ask for permission. But that night, it also brought something unexpected. She brought silence. And in the silence, I heard something different. It wasn't an external voice. It was something from within. A strange feeling that, regardless of what might come, I needed to keep going. I didn't know how. I didn't know with what force. I didn't know where from. But something inside me was saying, one step at a time. And that's how it all began. Not with courage, not with unwavering faith, but scared. Fear of losing, fear of suffering, fear of not being able to cope. And yet, I continued. If you've made it this far, stay with me. Because the story isn't about pain yet. It's about what comes after it. The miracle. I was still on my way. When pain became the path after that day, nothing was ever the same again. I kept waking up early. I kept watching the sunrise. He was still breathing, but everything seemed different. It was as if I were living the same life, with another weight on my chest. Cancer doesn't just hurt the body, it hurts to think about it. He suffers from the constant fear of what might happen. I started noticing small things. The clock's ticking seemed louder, the nights seemed longer, the silence heavier. I tried to act normally. She tried to smile. I tried not to worry anyone. But on the inside, I was falling apart. Then came the exam phase, and anyone who's been through it knows. It's a painful wait. Every phone call was frightening. Each message made my heart race. Each envelope seemed to carry my destiny. I kept wondering to myself, why me? What did I do wrong? Will I see my dreams come true? The fear of dying is real, but the fear of suffering, sometimes it's even bigger. When the treatment started, I thought I was prepared, but nobody is. The first chemotherapy session doesn't hurt right away. It hurts afterwards. It hurts when the body gets weak. It hurts when the taste of food changes. It hurts when the mirror no longer recognizes who you are. The day my hair started falling out was one of the hardest. It wasn't vanity, it was identity. Each strand that fell seemed to take a piece of me with it. I looked in the mirror and thought, who is this woman? There were days when I didn't want to get out of bed. Days when getting up felt like a victory. Days when I thought, I won't be able to. But I managed to get up, even though it's weak, even though I'm scared, because there was something inside me that said, just one more day. And I lived one day at a time. I learned that strength isn't about not crying. Strength is about continuing even while crying. There were days of revolt. There were days of silence. He had days of faith. There were days of doubt. And all of this is part of it. The people around them have changed too. Some got closer, others disappeared. And that hurts. It hurts to realize that not everyone knows how to deal with someone else's pain. It hurts to understand that some people disappear because they don't know what to say. But it was also at that moment that I saw the best of humanity. I saw support where I least expected it. I saw love in simple gestures. I noticed attention to detail in the smallest things. A message saying, I'm praying for you. A coffee left on the table. A silent embrace. And I learned something important. We don't have to go through everything alone. Cancer also teaches you to ask for help. It teaches acceptance. It teaches you to be vulnerable. And in the midst of all this, then came the surgery. Entering a surgical center is frightening. The bright lights, the smell, the cold. I remember closing my eyes and thinking that I woke up, and that was already a victory. The post-operative period was difficult. Physical pain, emotional pain, fear of what was yet to come. But it also brought hope, because each milestone I overcame was proof that I was alive. What was I fighting against? The doctors were speaking in technical terms, but one phrase stuck: early discovery. That changed everything. Discovering it early saved my life. One touch, a word of caution. Please note, how many women put it off? How many ignore the signs? If I could go back in time, I would tell myself, take care of yourself first. But since there's no going back, I'm telling you now, pay attention to your body. Touch yourself, love oneself. The treatment continued. Good days, bad days, days when I laughed, days when I simply existed. But even on the worst days, something was changing inside me. I began to see life with different eyes. Things that used to be big, they became small. Little things, they became enormous. A hot coffee, have a sincere good day, a long hug. I've learned to be grateful for being here. And it happened when I least expected it, that the news arrived. I went for a follow-up checkup. Already used to fear, prepared for any response. But the doctor entered differently. He smiled, and that smile, everything changed. The results showed improvement. The treatment was working. The cancer was receding. I didn't scream. I didn't jump. I cried silently, because only those who have been through it understand. That was the beginning of the miracle, not the end of the fight, but the beginning of real hope. I still had tests to do, side dishes, fears, but something had changed forever. I had survived. And surviving isn't just about being alive. It's about feeling again. It's about dreaming again. It's about believing again. Today, when I look back, I see a different woman. Not better, but more aware. I understood that life is not guaranteed. That time is precious. What matters is the present moment. I understood that miracles aren't magic. They are built with science. Be careful, with faith, with persistence, and most importantly, with love. This story isn't just mine. She belongs to thousands of women. Women who felt fear. They cried in secret. They thought they wouldn't be able to do it, but they succeeded. If you are going through something difficult right now, please continue, even when tired, even though I'm scared, because a miracle might be happening without you realizing it. And he might arrive when you least expect it. After the fear, I chose to live when it was all over, or at least when the hardest part is behind us. I realized something very important. I haven't gone back to being who I was before. And that's not sad. This is transformation. Cancer didn't just take away the bad things. He was under any illusions. He rushed things unnecessarily. He held certainties that were not real. And instead, he left behind awareness. Today, I wake up feeling different. Not because life became perfect, but because I learned to see. I learned that time is not infinite. Because later doesn't always arrive. That someday may never come. For a long time, I kept putting off simple things. Postponing hugs, postponing apologies, postponing important conversations, postponing small dreams, thinking they could wait. Today, I won't put it off any longer. If I want to say I love you, I say it. If I want to rest, I rest. If something hurts me, I speak up. If something doesn't make sense, I let it go. Because life is now. During treatment, I often thought I wouldn't make it. There were days when exhaustion seemed greater than hope. Days when getting out of bed felt like a battle. Days when smiling was impossible. But I got up, even though it's weak, even though I'm scared, even without fully believing it. And that taught me something very powerful. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's best to stick with him. I understood that being strong doesn't mean being harsh. It's not about pretending that everything is okay. Being strong means allowing yourself to feel. It's about crying when you need to. It's asking for help. It's admitting that you can't handle it alone. How many women grow up hearing that they need to be strong all the time? What can they stop? Who cannot falter? Cancer taught me that this is not true. Weakness is also a human trait, and humanity is also strength. Today, when I look in the mirror, I see scars. Some in the body, others in the soul, but I don't hide any of them anymore. Every scar tells a story. Each mark is proof that I survived. That's what I fought for. What did I end up with? I learned to respect my body. That same body that I ignored for so long. This body warned me. Who spoke to me in silence? Today, I listen. I rest when I need to. I get tested. I take care of myself without guilt. Because taking care of yourself isn't selfishness. It's a responsibility. And if you're hearing this story now, perhaps it's a loving message for you too. It's touched. Observe. Prioritize yourself. Don't wait for the pain to scream before you hear it. The miracle I experienced wasn't just a regression of the cancer. The real miracle was waking up to life. It was realizing that happiness isn't something grand. She lives in the little things, live in the hot coffee in the morning. She lives in the sunlight coming through the window. More no riso simples. He lives in peaceful silence. I learned that I don't need to handle everything, that I don't need to please everyone, that I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I just need to truly live. And to truly live, sometimes is to slow down. It means saying no. It's about changing course. It's a fresh start. Cancer has taken away many of my certainties, but it gave me back a more meaningful life. Today, I celebrate every good exam result, but I also learn to live even with fear, because he still exists. The fear doesn't completely disappear. He learns to live in a smaller space. But hope, this one grows. It grows when you realize you survived the worst day of your life. It grows when you look back and think, I thought I wouldn't be able to do it, but I did. If you are currently undergoing treatment, if you have just received a diagnosis, or if you love someone who is going through this, I want you to know something very important. You are not alone. You are not weak. You are not lost. You are living through one of the most difficult moments of your life, and that requires courage. Even on days when everything seems dark, even when faith fails, even when hope dwindles, continue. Keep going to your appointments. Continue taking your medication. Keep asking for help. Keep breathing, because miracles don't always come with fireworks. Sometimes it comes in the form of a test result. Sometimes it comes in the form of the strength to get out of bed. Sometimes it comes in the form of just another day lived. My miracle happened when I least expected it. Not because I was special, but because I persisted. What if it happened to me? It could happen to you. Today, I chose to live more lightly. With more truth, with more love. I chose not to put off what matters. I chose to listen to my body. I chose to take care of my mind. I chose to stay close to those who had value. And I chose to tell this story, because perhaps upon hearing all of this, someone decides to touch themselves. Someone decides to seek medical attention. Someone decides not to give up. If this story has reached you, perhaps you too are experiencing a new beginning. And I want to ask you something from the bottom of my heart. If this story touched you, leave a like, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and write in the comments, even if it's just one word, because every comment is proof that no one is alone. Thank you for staying until the end. Thank you for listening. Thank you for empathizing with me. And remember, life is fragile, but she is also incredibly strong. And sometimes, miracles happen exactly when you least expect them.